Bonjour, bonjour, welcome to the Rainier Scenic Railroad, the land of fun and opportunity, and everything is great, sunshine, roses, and lots of rainbows.
Welcome to our YouTube channel. It's been a while since we've done a business update, and there's a lot that's happened. Lots of trials and tribulations, and we're in a pretty darn good spot right now. We're about to start running trains. The rail bikes are up and moving. We have an awesome board, which actually is super awesome. I said that word a lot. Awesome volunteers, awesome staff. Is there anything you'd like to add, Rowdy?
The last 2 months has been hell.
But we've sort of gotten through it. No, life is good. It's been since March. It's been since March. That's a really long 2 months. It's now August. March, April, May, June, July,
No,
August.
I didn't have to deal with most of it you did, so I had to deal with
You had to deal with me.
I had to deal with the fallout, which was 2 months.
It's been a lot. It's been 5 months of just getting knocked down and getting back up again. Should be a song. So after the first challenge of taking over a railroad with very little funding, very little backing, and not a whole lot of functional stuff, our second big challenge was March this year. We found out that a $550,000 grant that we had applied for and had been voted on and approved, that upon legal review, we were not actually eligible for said grant because we're not a municipality. Wonderful people at Pierce County lodging tax funds like to give money for tourism marketing, asset development, trying to bring people to the area. And the asset development money is really hard to spend, it turns out, and there's a lot of red tape. So we had applied and been not quite awarded, approved for the grant last August, and we did all of our planning with this $550,000 in mind of startup funds for our rail bikes. And then in March, we found out that attorneys said no. It left a little bit of a hole in our already non-existent hole.
But we fixed it.
We took our budget and we took it from this and we made it to this. And it was sort of painful and tiny and tight. And then we found an amazing donor that was willing to give us some money and lend us some money. And we were able to beg, borrow, and steal and come up with $350,000 that we are going to have to pay back. That's a little bit of a difference. The month after we found out we weren't awarded funding. This is all, mind you, we'd been wanting to launch the rail bikes in May. So we lost $550,000 of committed funds, but we shrunk our budget, we tightened our belts, and we fixed it.
So we had this wonderful piece of property, 12 beautiful acres. Now we were going to build a parking lot, a little depot. Imagine, if you will, green grass, the mountain in the background. Perfect location right off the highway. But then, a 91-year-old map that shows a creek running right through the middle of it, where a creek does not exist, pops up. And the county says, about $500,000 in permitting to be able to build on that spot. It was but we fixed it. Do you know what you're doing in there? I'm so freaked out. There's a big, nice, wide chunk of our right-of-way at New Reliance that we own outright that doesn't need permitting for us to be able to build on. So we went there to avoid the $500,000 in permitting that would be required to have built at Park Junction.
We don't know that it was actually $500,000, but we knew it was going to be a lot of time and a lot of money.
And we fixed it. So there we were. Mineral, 2023. We had a prototype which we really loved. We got it. We brought it in and we were like, this looks like it's going to be great. We worked out a bunch of the bugs that we had with it and thought, we're going in the right direction. Then a manufacturer of certain parts of that rail bike told us we could do it better and quicker for our timelines. And we said, sweet.
We were on a really short timeline because we'd lost $500,000 worth of funding and we had to find it again.
And that's when shit got fucked.
All of the bike parts arrived like 2 weeks before launch. And we had these amazing, awesome, incredible volunteers, and they created this production line. It looked like a Henry Ford factory, and they were here 7 days a week. We worked 15, 16, 17, 18 hours, a lot of hours a day, every single day, getting these things together, and they were all put together by the time we were supposed to launch. The volunteers, they worked, they got the rail bikes put together. Rowdy fired up a steam engine. We loaded all of the rail bikes onto a flat car. Rowdy and I tested them. I wasn't quite as hefty as I am now. They were great. We moved them all to New Reliance with a steam engine. Picture this, a flat car full of rail bikes being pulled by a steam engine. It was beautiful. Until it wasn't.
It was a calamity of massive proportions. We unloaded the rail bikes and decided that we needed to move the rail bikes out of the way so that we could spot the boxcar and the caboose where they were going to live for the summer. And during that, one of our volunteers sat on one. And it bent. Badly.
Boo.
Very much boo.
There I was at New Reliance with the team, trying to figure out what exactly the problem with the rail bikes was. And Rowdy and Brian, they headed home.
And there we were, running home on a steam engine, laughing our asses off because she was having massive problems with the rail bikes. And then, that's when the steam engine broke.
I called Rowdy's girlfriend and said, "Are they back in Mineral yet?" And she said, "Nope." And I went, "Ha! I bet something went wrong." Okay, well, if you could let Rowdy know that, that'd be great.
So I call her. I said, "Well, you want to hear about my or you want to tell me about how you're?"
And I said, "We're canceling the rail bike excursions because we need to figure out this problem before we put the paid in public on them."
And I said, "Oh, that's great. We can't go to Chehalis because the steam engine's broken. Everything blown up all over the railroad."
So Rowdy and Brian put together a plan that fixed the rail bikes. And they did.
And we did. Several times.
They are built like a tank now.
Mm-hmm.
Built like a tank.
Built like a tank. You are covered in cigar smoke.
It took about a month, and volunteers here, thank you to our savior Chris, welding every single day, day after day. Welding. Brian was welding. Brian built a rail bike rotisserie and welded some more. And those bikes, now, they're what they should have been in the first place. Just like the prototype. They're fixed. They're great. People are using them. Rides are selling out. We love it. It's awesome.
Rail bikes were up and running. But who would have thought that a 101-year-old part would have decided to leave the chat at that particular moment? So, we're fixing the 70. So here we are. Volunteers stepped up. Brian and I went above and beyond the call of duty. Everything's ready to run.
We need somewhere to run. The news was leaked a little early. We were planning on taking a visit to our neighbors in Chehalis. Good people, fun little section of railroad. We were gonna go play choo-choo trains. Choo-choo. And then we'd spent a month getting the rail bikes up and running, and another 2 weeks getting our equipment up and running. And at that point, Chehalis let us know that can't really give us a definite date when we're going to get down there. There's been some delays, some challenges. So at this point, we don't think we can do this.
So we decided to run on our own railroad.
And a very, very nice person donated us the money that we needed to make our railroad totally compliant, fix all the defects. So I think the year started off really, really strong. And then March to June were sort of hell. It was really, really hard. I think we're in a really good place now where the rail bikes are up and running and they've been fixed and they're awesome. They're selling out. People are really happy with them. We're 2 weeks away from opening a railroad operation.
And it's selling out fast.
And it's selling really fast. Regular scenic train rides planned, some whiskey tasting train.
The moral of the story is, times got tough. We both got ulcers. Hers are 8 pounds, 4 ounces. And we got through it.
We got through it, but we've got a really awesome supportive board. We've got really good volunteers. All good?
Bye. Like, comment, subscribe, and join our Patreon. Failed fundraising ideas for the 5 and go.
There's a lot of excitement about the 5, and there have been a lot of very enthusiastic ideas about how to raise money to restore her and run her on the main line. We'll be featuring some rejected fundraiser ideas every time we do an update on the 5. This week's failed fundraising ideas: make it a strip cheese. Every time someone donates, strip another piece off her. Put it on OnlyFans. No. Family friendly.